I was in Seattle as part of the IFG, the International Forum on Globalization, which brought together all of us who were questioning GATT, which was the precursor of the WTO before the Marrakesh Agreement was signed. I was fighting GATT because it's the corporations who mentioned GATT first in a meeting in 1987 in Geneva and in a resort outside Geneva. And they were talking about patenting seeds and life. They were talking about an international treaty which would make it a requirement for all countries to patent seeds and would make it illegal for farmers to save seeds. And that this free trade agreement is what they were going to work on. And they talked about 5 corporations controlling food and health by the year 2000. That conversation of 87 started me on the path of saving seed, working with my government to not allow patenting of seed, working with our ambassadors to not allow TRIPS to be designed like Monsanto had designed it, where they said we were the patient, diagnostician, and physician all in one. But because I come from India, to colonize the country, East India Company was created. The first free trade agreement was not NAFTA or WTO. The first free trade agreement was imposed on India by the East India Company, 716. So we were very familiar with the use of so-called free trade for corporate rule. And having become free after famines had killed 60 million people, we didn't want to be recolonized again. And I'm so happy that for that period, our former Prime Minister, our former GATT ambassador joined us as the People's Campaign Against WTO, and we passed laws in that window that defended the sovereignty of the seed, the sovereignty of farmers. But as the corporate rule continued, the monopoly on seeds continued, we've lost 400,000 farmers to suicide because of debt. Permanently, 1 billion people are hungry. And when you introduce the protests going on in Chile and Colombia and other parts of the world, I actually see the process of today in every part of the world as a continuation of the fight against neoliberalism, a fight against austerity, a fight against the permanence of structural adjustment, which is what free trade is about. It has given us the control of 4 giants, poison cartel, over our seed and our food. It's given us the billionaires. Bill Gates is a child of WTO. He got rules written so he wouldn't have to pay taxes in trans-border transfer, which is why software was outsourced to India. Jeff Bezos, shipping goods around, paying no taxes anywhere. These trillionaires are children of the WTO rules. And even then we said, our world is not for sale. We said, we are writing other rules. Movements have written other rules. Another world is possible. We are making it. But the brutality and limitless greed of the handful of corporations and billionaires is now really reaching ecocidal and genocidal limits.